My name is Brian Nickerson, and I'm president of the Nickerson Family Association. On this site stood the home of William and Ann Busby Nickerson and their family, the first English settlers of Chatham. They arrived in Salem in 1637 aboard the ship John and Dorothy with 4 children and Ann Busby's parents. A weaver by trade, William left Norwich, England to escape the persecution of Bishop Wren of the Church of England against nonconformists. After first settling near Little Bass Pond in Yarmouth, William bargained with Monomoyuk tribal sachem Mataquasan for a parcel of land at Monomoyuk, now Chatham, in 1656. A shallop, cloth, several kettles, axes, knives, and wampum served as payment. By 1664, William, Ann, and 8 of their 9 children and their families were living in various parts of the 4,000 acres of Monomoyuk, which included land in today's Harwich. Because it was illegal to purchase tribal lands directly, however, it wasn't until 1682, with a payment of £90 and a Plymouth Colony court settlement, that the purchase was made legal. William was active in both civil and religious affairs. He called his family together on Sabbath to read and explain the scriptures, and later became a lay leader and the founder of the village church, now the First Congregational Church of Chatham. William and Ann's original homestead site lies a short distance from the Nickerson house. A stone slab has been placed there to mark the location. William and Ann are interred on the hill a short distance from this site at the end of A. Leonard Way off Training Field Road. 8th generation descendant William Emery Nickerson, inventor of the Gillette safety razor, gathered 300 Nickersons together in Chatham in 1897 to form a family genealogical society. For the next 30 years, correspondence was collected from scattered Nickerson descendants all around the United States and Canada. Today, the Nickerson Family Association continues to update and add to the genealogy records. Award-winning volumes have been published reflecting years of research which have been devoted to Nickerson genealogy. An online Nickerson genealogy database is available for research by association members. The tradition of an annual reunion continues to this day. The Nickerson House serves as a genealogical research center and a headquarters of the Nickerson Family Association. The relocated early 19th century Caleb Nickerson House operates as a period restoration and a living history museum. Both buildings were relocated to this site over water. For many years, the Nickerson Family Association genealogy records were housed in the home of Pauline Derrick in South Dennis. Through the years, the number of file cabinets kept growing and additional space was needed to gather all Nickerson-related documents in one location. A search for a new location was rewarded when the property across the street from the Christopher Ryder condominiums became available. Through the efforts of realtor Phyllis Nickerson Power, this 1.5-acre site was purchased. In June of 1994, a bow roof, half-cape house donated by Jan Nickerson of the Mid-Cape Home Center in Orleans was moved by water to Ryder's Cove and trucked to this lot. This event caused quite a sensation, and a picture of the house moving over the water was reported in the Boston Globe. The house became the association headquarters and repository of the Nickerson genealogical records. An addition to the building was added on the site. The effort to finish the interior and furnish the house was led by Edmund R. Nickerson. The house was dedicated at the reunion in 1997 on the 100th anniversary of the first Nickerson reunion held in Chatham, which was organized by William Emery Nickerson of Boston. A new informative plaque located near the house tells the Nickerson story. While visiting, be sure to see the Nickerson Memorial Stone by the driveway, as well as the stone marking the site of the original William Nickerson house. Also note the Squanto stone by the driveway and a plaque commemorating the Wampanoag Indians. If you are a Nickerson descendant or just interested in seeing the house, visit us any Wednesday morning from 9 to 12 and the volunteers would be happy to show you around. The Nickerson Family Association was formed in 1897 by William Emery Nickerson, a native of Chatham, to trace the descendants of William and Ann Busby Nickerson, the first Nickersons in the colonies, and the first English settlers of Chatham. In 1897, he sent out an invitation to all Nickersons to join him in Chatham to hold a family reunion. It was a huge success, and it received strong media attention from a number of newspapers, including the Boston Globe. That reunion not only spurred the creation of the association, but continues to this day, with the 115th annual Nickerson Family Reunion to be held in September of this year in Chatham. The association maintains an enormous archive of genealogical records, including those researched by William Emery Nickerson and continuing with research being undertaken to this day. There are 4 published volumes of The Nickerson Family, the Descendants of William Nickerson, 1604 to 1689, first settler of Chatham, Massachusetts, as well as a number of published pamphlets regarding Nickerson ancestors. It is estimated that more than 95% of the Nickersons in North America are descended from the first Nickersons of Chatham. During the past half-century, the genealogy research of the association was led by Pauline Wixon Derrick, a Nickerson descendant, and her sons Burton and Elbert. Today, the association's genealogy committee directs the research, and each Wednesday, volunteers are at our genealogy center, the Nickerson House, continuing the work started 115 years ago. The association has quickly moved into the digital age. All our records have been scanned into digital format, and an online digital genealogy database is available to association members. The Nickerson Family Association is known as one of the largest and most active family-based genealogy organizations in the United States, and one of the very few with its own facilities. Welcome to the Caleb Nickerson House Museum. The building was built by Caleb and Priscilla Eldridge Nickerson in the 1820s, the same period as Old Sturbridge Village in central Massachusetts. The home spent 180 years at 230 Stage Harbor Road in the southern area of Chatham. In 2002, in order to satisfy estate taxes, it was sold, but the buyer was only interested in the land. Instead of demolition, the buyer offered the home to the Nickerson Family Association, but the offer was contingent on the association moving the home quickly. With great support from the town of Chatham through the Community Preservation Act and generous contributions from our members, the association was able to move the home to its current site, a few hundred feet from the 1660s homestead of the original Chatham Nickersons. Relocation of the home took place in October 2003. It was transported to Stage Harbor Landing by truck, where a crane hoisted it onto a barge. The barge had to travel a circuitous route out beyond the Chatham Bar and South Monomoy Island into the Atlantic, and then back through the Chatham Cut near Lighthouse Beach, and finally to Riders Cove, where it was offloaded to a truck for its final journey to where you see it now. Thanks significantly to the work and generosity of Association past President Edmund Nickerson, the structure sits on a new foundation, and the interior was completely redecorated to what might have looked like in the 1820s. It has modern electricity, heat, and plumbing that are carefully hidden from the view of the casual observer. The Caleb Nickerson House Museum is a working museum. That is, it is available for touring groups, but many of the public events during the year involve using the fireplaces for cooking, and classes are held periodically at the museum. The early American garden surrounding the home is used for classes. The fruits and vegetables from the garden are used for cooking events at the museum. A loom on the second floor is periodically in use to demonstrate how people made clothing in the early 19th century. Thank you for taking your time to watch this short presentation.